Hey everyone, this is not Cone's Garage. This is the monthly channel updates. I had already recorded the monthly channel update today, and I wasn't too pleased with how it turned out. It was just not very coherent. Sometimes my brain is just like that. But it is later on in the day now. I'm a little bit more awake, and I didn't really have any other things going on today that I could record a channel update during. Usually I like to do it when I'm driving. Part of the problem was that it was a short trip I had to make today, so part of the problem was I didn't have time to spit out everything I wanted to spit out. Part of the problem is it is quite warm now in Florida. It is quite warm in this garage right now, but that is what it is. We'll deal with it. I've been dealing with it for 20-something years. Hooking up the alternator now, just doing some small, non-interesting things on the 240. Figured, what the heck? We'll do a monthly update in the garage. So it is June now. June, how did that happen? May was an interesting month. We're continuing on with this whole Conelanders thing, and to be honest, that is consuming way more time than I thought it would. I think I didn't realize just how serious everybody in it would take it. And by that I mean not only like the competition, because that I somewhat knew. I'm still a little surprised at how maybe a little over the top serious some of the people are taking it, but that's just how racing is. It's just human nature. When you get into a competitive environment, you just like switch this mode over in your brain where you have to win. But that just put a lot more pressure on me than I was expecting to make the whole league work and work efficiently and work, well to make video. Oh, quality gloves. So I put a lot of pressure on myself to try and get things organized, get things working well, and in a way that people enjoy it. Now you get 30-something people together in a league, odds are not everybody's going to be happy all the time, or most of the time, possibly ever. I understood that going into it, and I'm just doing the best that I can with that to try and make it so that everybody's happy. Those races return this Saturday. We are doing Saturday and Sunday releases of those videos instead of earlier in the week. And that is because I just did not have time to get everything together in that short period of time. So I need a little bit more of a leeway, so we now have 6 days between recording them and posting them, which I think actually will probably work out better for everybody. I didn't have any complaints when I made that change, so that's a rarity. So that was good. When I was putting together last weekend's race, I had this moment where it just like hit me all of a sudden, like this is why you'd have to be a Minecraft fan, you'd have to be a UHC fan to understand what I'm talking about. But at the beginning of the UHC seasons with Minecraft, Good would always be so worked up and so freaked out about everything, and it never really seemed apparent as to why. Like, it always seemed like he was just taking it too seriously, but in reality it's the pressure of taking part in something that you are also putting together is just a huge mental load, and then as soon as the event starts and you have to switch over to just focusing on this is the thing that I'm doing, it's hard. It's real hard to get your brain to just focus on that. So if nothing else, I now completely understand why Good was so freaked out at the beginning of UHCs when he was the one orchestrating everything. Now he's kind of, divvied that out to different people, and it's probably much better for him because of that. Unfortunately, that's still a learning process for me. I still have to figure out how to get everything orchestrated out and, you know, divvy out responsibilities. It's just something I have to work out myself. Hey, while we're working out here in the garage, the Supra videos. You guys have been awesome with supporting the Supra videos. I didn't think people would be as excited about that as they were this, but it seems to be the other way around, where people are more interested in the videos on that. I think probably due to the nature of the content. There's just a lot more going on with it, and it's not just so nitpicky, you know, small little details, versus this is, yeah, I'm currently cleaning wire connections. Probably not as interesting a video. But yeah, that was awesome, and the first Supra video, like the introduction to that, is now like the 3rd or 4th most liked video on the channel. Who'd have thunk it? I'm reminded now why I usually work out here at night. June is here, and Florida is being Florida. So I'm gonna be sweating like a pig by the end of this. Boy, taking this intake on and off is gonna get real annoying. These bolts are in the worst spot. So I guess that's all I want to drag on about cone landers there. It's just kind of been the biggest deal lately. Biggest thing on my mind. Oops. One thing that is kind of a big deal. I don't usually make too big of a deal out of subscriber marks or anything like that, but we did recently hit, we did recently hit 4,000, so thanks everybody for that, and yeah, welcome any new subscribers, stuff like that. I know usually during these monthly update videos I end up losing subscribers, which is cool too. You know, I get it, like, you happen across these videos as you're bored one night scouring through YouTube, and you might find a video on a channel like mine that you thought was interesting. And then the next video that person puts up, completely different. Like, this is not what I'm interested in at all. And yeah, okay, you unsubscribed. So it used to like get in my head when I see numbers like that. I just kind of look at it from that perspective. With the kind of channel that I have, that's just such a variety, it's gonna happen, and that's just how it is. I just appreciate everybody that is new and everybody that does stick around. And apparently, about 4,000 of you have decided to stick around. I mean, to that point, we hit 4,000, I think, like 3 or 4 times as it was bouncing up and down. And yeah, I don't usually pay too much attention to that. I'm less concerned right now about hitting higher numbers. Camera, you were like not even pointing it at me right now. Can we do this? Is this possible? Sure, good enough. Yeah, I'm less worried about hitting numbers as I am about just doing new and cool things. Because if I'm not making unique and good content, then A, those numbers will never improve, and B, you know, it's just not what I want. It's not what I'm setting out to do. Where is this wire? Is that one back here? No. I've lost the wire. I think I have to go back underneath. Wire acquired. Hopefully. Oh, there it is. Will you reach is the question. No reachy reach. You need extending. So it is now June. I don't know how many times I have to say that this video to convince myself that it is. It means we're about halfway through the year. I'm halfway through my final year of my 20s. That's something I talked about in January, was like the realization that that is occurring. And I am I'm guilty of setting expectations for myself, but then not doing anything to ensure that I meet those expectations. Like, I really set a lot of expectations for myself early on, probably when I was in my mid-20s, like, this is the stuff that needs to happen before I hit 30 or stuff like that. And it's just it's hard to look at it that way. It's hard to look at things that way because things change week to week. I don't think even when I started doing the YouTube thing, if I ever actually considered that this is what I was trying to do. Like, it was just something that I did. It was something to validate myself existing. But it wasn't really like, if I don't hit big time by the time I'm 30, then I'm a failure or anything like that. It was just something that I did and then I wanted to improve on to feel better about myself. That was definitely the reason that I started doing it, like to have a reason to push for something, because I a lot of the things I was pushing for just kind of stopped working out. But I would say that this year, I think it's kind of like just occurred to me that, and I never set this out, I never like laid it out on the table of, this is the year I'm going to make YouTube great again. It just happened that I felt very confident at some points, like, this might actually be something I could pursue. And that was the first time I'd ever felt that. So I have been trying to not only to step up in the quality of the stuff that I do, just trying to focus a lot of my mental power on this stuff. And hopefully it has paid off. I have received some comments saying that they have noticed that there's been an increase in quality, and obviously there's been an increase in quantity of stuff. But that all just kind of depends on what's going on. At the end of the day, I still gotta pay the bills, so there's only so much time I can dedicate to it, but although it has not been great for pursuing anything else, I'm very happy to say that I think spending that time on YouTube this year has been very profitable. Not in the money sense, just in the personal investment sense. Like, I feel much happier with what I'm doing now, and that's good. It's nice to have something that I feel like I'm producing good content, and I feel like I'm doing something good. This is less of a channel update, more of a confessions with Cone. So basically what I'm trying to say there is that I have invested all of my time into doing this stuff. And some other things have suffered from that, but I've tried to make what I've always tried to make, what I'm doing on the channel, relevant to what I want to be doing in life. Because I've always wanted my channel to be very just true to me. Like, I'm not going to do stuff that is just popular or interesting to, the masses. I want it to be relevant to my interests, because it's, that's always been my impression of this kind of YouTube channel, is that it's a representation of the person. It's not just a representation of what games they're playing or whatever, or what they're doing. Not everybody's in tune with the channel like that. And I think it's taken me a long time to that didn't work at all, to tune my content, these gloves are done, but done, gross, to reflect that. So I'm curious if you are still tagging along with me here, if you feel like watching my videos makes you feel like you know me. Like, that's one of the things I've always wondered, if is my personality very foreign to my video personality, or do I just focus on, this is the video I'm making, I better talk about what I'm doing in this video. That's what I've tried to get away from, and I don't know that I've succeeded at that, but I've been trying. And that's one of the things, I go on this tangent because that's one of the goals I set for myself this year, as far as the channel goes. I did this wrong. Yep, did this wrong. Okay, that was an incredibly long tangent for probably no reason. All just to say that I had a lot of goals going into this year, and I'm just trying not to drown in them, basically. There it is, just another year, right? If we're going to talk about goals, Patreon goals. Patreon's been on fire. I think we will probably, I think we're $2 away from the Cone Goes Drifting goal on Patreon. That's $250 a month. And when I started Patreon, I set that 250 goal as like, well, that'll never happen. But a lot has changed since I set up that Patreon, and that's a big reason that I want to revise it and update it, is because so much has changed since I set that up. I think we've set up a much different and kind of more fine-tuned audience now, which goes back to the whole shedding subscribers thing. You know, that I think a lot of that had to do with the content I produced at the beginning of my channel is probably a little different than what I'm doing now. And I think I'm getting the viewers now. You guys are the people who are more in tune with the videos that I want to create. So I do want to kind of just update that Patreon, make sure that it's in tune with what you guys want from the channel, and you know, goals that are actually like good incentives for you. This hunk of metal that I'm leaning on, and the camera is leaning on, is the main reason that I started the Patreon, is that I wanted to explore doing in real life videos and mechanic work and videos and stuff like that as an option for the channel, and Patreon is a primary reason that we've been able to do that, and it's been very well received. So getting this going is a top priority for me throughout the rest of the summer, even though it is the summer and it's the last thing I want to do is be outside in the heat, but it is what it is. I also need to, I have now the information on how to get the vinyls cut for everybody's decals. I think there's 4 decals that I need to make for the car, and I wasn't really too concerned about getting those done, not because I don't appreciate your patronage, but just because the car wasn't moving. You know, it's just sitting here in the garage. I wanted to do like a big presentation, and I still intend to make like a grand reveal video of the car when it's up and running, with your stickers and stuff like that on there. So that will happen. Like I said, I got the details for that figured out, and might get those cut this month. We'll see. The coolest part about the way my channel works right now is that the content I create is stuff that I want to create. And Patreon is really just kind of what has helped let me just focus on that instead of focusing on, I should have put this on there before I tied the wires. Ooh, I was very close to burning my hand. But yeah, that's why I ended up going with the whole Patreon thing to begin with. That's one thing I really need to do, is re-record that like Patreon introduction video. That needs to be done. That needs to be done. Oh, and if there's any patrons out there watching that did not get the memo or the note, there is now a Discord channel open for patrons only, and it is restricted to patrons. I've grown quite fond of Discord and the way that it works here recently. The Conelanders group has one, and it has been, I would say without that group would look very different. It's just really helped. Don't breathe in lead fumes, kids. Really helped us decide a lot of things, and has helped shape the group. Alright, well, GoPro says I've been recording for like a long time. So I think I'm just going to wrap it up there. Thanks everybody for your support this month. Thanks everybody's support all the time. It's really appreciated. And I hope you're excited for all the new stuff happening on the channel, coming to the channel. Kartcraft coming soon. I have been doing some closed beta testing of that, but we can't do video on it just yet. But I will tell you, it is exciting, and it's probably the number one game I'm looking forward to right now.